Which brands are still supporting James Charles? Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is John. This is Kuckian's Courtroom. Today we're going to be looking at all the brands and their stance on the entire James Charles situation. You might notice my voice sounds a little bit different today. It's because 2 days ago I actually bit my tongue really hard and now it's just really swollen. So it's nothing sinister, but I just have a lisp now and hopefully it's going to go away really soon, but my tongue is just really swollen and a bit sore. So the show must go on. I thought this was going to be interesting because how brands respond to this situation is going to show us kind of where their stance is on this, because obviously a lot of these brands can make a lot of money from James Charles, right? Morphe, for example, Sephora, ULTA, YouTube doing an exclusive series with James Charles. Some of these brands have come forward and have taken themselves away from James Charles, mostly the bigger brands actually that have less to lose and are a bit more confident with their stature towards these things, and a lot of the smaller brands have been way too silent. So let's just get straight into the video. So James Charles is a 21-year-old beauty YouTuber currently living in Los Angeles. He has done huge collaborations over the years, including being the face of CoverGirl at the beginning of his big public career, collaborations with brands such as Morphe, YouTube. He's done videos with Kylie Jenner. He routinely has really high engagement on Instagram, and the recent scandal has really shown that he's abused his power as an influencer and as a celebrity. He has over 25 million subscribers on YouTube. I sound so stupid. One thing I have to mention here as well is that a lot of the news outlets are saying that James has been caught flirting with younger boys that claim to be under 18 years old. We know for a fact some of these boys are definitely under 18. I think some of them have actually proved that they were at least 16, but most of them have been saying that they were 15, 16 when these allegations have happened. But the main thing that concerns me about this situation is that a lot of the news outlets that have been talking about this have been downplaying the crimes that James is being committed of. If it was a 21-year-old man sending naked photographs of his bum and his penis to 15-year-old girls, that's exactly what it would be described as. You know, 21-year-old man, indecent exposure, sending naked photographs, nude photographs to children. But for some reason, with the James Charles situation, all these news outlets are almost aligning themselves with him, saying, oh, caught sending flirty messages. Flirty messages is a cheeky message. Maybe sending the eggplant emoji, not a picture of your bloody ooh. It's so stupid. Are you joking me? Oh my god. Do you see what I mean? It's just so stupid. The whole thing is so stupid. Speaking of stupid, I feel like I need to do something to take attention away from my lisp. Anyway, James Charles addressed the situation on April 1st with this video that he posted, and we've already covered that in previous videos. He said that he believed the boys were 18 years old and proceeded to block them when he found out that they weren't, but many of these boys have come forward and said that that wasn't the case. They told James their age, he knew that they were minors. One of the first boys to come forward publicly with these allegations said that he told James Charles his age, and James was like, oh, I can't wait for you to be a bit older or something like that. Most of the brands that have been reached out to by the insider have been ignored in the situation, but some of them have given a statement, so let's just go straight through them. YouTube has not responded directly for these requests for comments, but what they have done is issued a public statement with regard to the YouTube series that they were doing with James Charles. It did seem like it was his series, but they've basically fired him as a presenter and they're going to be getting someone else to come in and take on series 2. Now, I did already talk about this in a previous video. I'm going to link it up here or down below, and it's just YouTube fires James Charles, or James Charles gets fired. That's what the video is called, and it's super interesting. It includes the full statement from YouTube if you do want to go and take a look at that. Now, one thing worth mentioning here is that we don't know if YouTube has demonetized James's YouTube channel, and it doesn't sound like they have so far. You would know generally if they have, because you would not see ads on his videos anymore, I don't think. However, just for reference, David Dobrik previously lost his monetization because there was some alleged allegations made against him and his previous vlog crew that he used to make vlogs with. This is David Dobrik that was in a long-term relationship with Lisa Koshy, so very controversial. But the issue there is that I think it was actually in a vlog where he showed a video of like them with like a girl that was drunk, and they basically said, oh, kiss this person and do something. It was just kind of a bit weird. So James hasn't necessarily committed a crime in one of his videos that would violate YouTube's policies, so it would be controversial for them to demonetize his YouTube channel based on that. But at the same time, this isn't a big scale scandal, right? There's certain scandals, for example, right, if one of these YouTubers came out and said that they were a terrorist, for example, right, it would be a big scandal. They'd probably get removed from the platform. So that's just to show that there is a point where where the platform was to take a stance, right? But when these platforms have a very large young child audience and one of their creators is pretty obviously grooming, some of those children that are looking up to them, I think that's where you have an issue. And I think at some point, if any of these allegations are legally proven to be valid and it goes to court against James Charles and he is convicted, I strongly believe that YouTube should take a stance in the situation. Morphe have not responded directly to any comments from various different news outlets, but they have responded to an email that was sent by a customer, and I'm just going to read it to you right now. So this is in regards to a customer being upset that they could see the James Charles marketing still on the Morphe Instagram and stuff like that. So Morphe responded to Chantal, and Morphe said, "We understand your concerns and we take every situation seriously. Morphe does not condone inappropriate online behaviour of any form. It is and has always been our goal to create a positive, safe and empowering space where all beauty lovers can freely share their artistry and passion for cosmetics. We have been actively looking into the recent allegations against James Charles and have suspended marketing of the Morphe James Charles collaboration while we continue to evaluate and monitor the situation." Can I just say, Morphe has grown up. Morphe is a brand. We all remember how Morphe sort of started years ago and the various controversies. I really feel like what we have seen from Morphe in recent years with how they've addressed Jeffree finally, and now how they are addressing this huge James situation. This is a big deal. Previously, do you remember, like, Jeffree would get caught in these big racist scandals. Brands wouldn't turn the blind eye to it. Morphe wouldn't do anything back in the day. Jackie Aina being called a gorilla, Makeup Shayla situation. Morphe was like, meh, who cares? But it seems like under this new management, Morphe seems to have grown as a brand. They appear to have some really strong morals and some strong ethics on the situation. I do believe they were a little bit slow to respond to this. They did post the day after the allegations to restock, but it seems like this is really what matters, the fact that they are taking a stance. I do just want to say, like, I do think that's very respectable. And Morphe as a store, previously when Morphe first got when Morphe first got stores in the UK, I had a bad taste in my mouth from them. I didn't like looking at them. I didn't like going into them, mostly because you would see faces like Manny, Laura Lee and Jeffree Star on the big screen, and these are faces that no other respectable store would be promoting because of their racist and bullying behaviour. But for that to now not be the case, it makes me a bit more comfortable with Morphe as a store, and I do feel like potentially I would even walk into it because I know they do stock some brands that I like now, like P. Louise and stuff like that, so that's interesting. Anyway, moving on from Morphe, let's go to ULTA. So ULTA did give a statement to The Insider, which puts them in absolute top respect in my books as a distributor of makeup or retailer. In a statement given to The Insider, ULTA Beauty said that they are not a current sponsor of Instant Influencer, the YouTube series which James Charles was previously the lead presenter of. They said, "I can confirm our work with the platform ended in May 2020 and we have no current plans in place to re-engage," a spokesperson said. So very, very strong. And I just want to say, I think we all need to do this as a community. I think it's, it's our social responsibility to support brands and retailers that take a stance against things that are morally and ethically not appropriate, that we don't agree with, because any company can make money. There are plenty of scams out there, for example, but it's how brands choose to engage themselves morally and ethically that I think we as consumers respond to, and how we make decisions on who we shop with. I can't talk, I'm so sorry, it really hurts as well. So that's amazing. ULTA Beauty, absolutely top of my respect books right now. So Lily Lashes did not respond. Lily Lashes in 2018 began their relationship with James Charles, giving a 15% discount. I think Lily Lashes is a UK brand. I'm sure I remember hearing some controversy a while ago. I don't know if it's certain, but someone was quite loud on social media about the owner of Lily Lashes being a guy that wasn't really into beauty, that had gone to jail. So I don't know what that situation is about. I'm not too familiar, but I also know that Lily Lashes got a new floor put into one of their places because I saw an advertisement on Instagram for a guy that just resin floors, and they've done a resin floor for Lily Lashes, so that's kind of interesting. Laura's Boutique also did not respond to The Insider. They offer a 10% discount using James Charles's code. Another brand keeping quiet. zero respect. Lily Lashes, Laura's Boutique, I'm sorry, I'm never going to shop with you. Sephora did not respond to the insider's multiple requests. Now, this is something that I think is really disappointing. Sephora is owned by Louis Vuitton Group. This is a huge group of major stores, right? And I think in this situation, considering Ulta is giving a public statement, Sephora should absolutely be responding to this. And also, Ulta said that they suspended marketing of the James Charles palette. Sephora is still marketing the James Charles palette on their website. So I just think that's very problematic. And Sephora as a company, as a brand, I'm not going to be as harsh on them because I feel like they're a bit more slower moving. I feel like Sephora really aims for the young demographic, whereas Sephora, I think, tends to focus on the older demographic. And I think Sephora is probably run by people of that similar age group that might not necessarily be on point with what's happening on social media. But all I will say is a month has passed now, and I do think Sephora should be up to date and should be taking a stance on what's happening, because I don't agree with them keeping silent on this situation. I don't think that's acceptable. Skincare company OLEHENRIKSEN have not responded to a request for a statement from the insider. They did a sponsored Instagram post with James Charles back in 2019. This is most likely a 5-figure deal, so we're talking $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 for this sponsored post. So it's a big sort of collaboration. It's strange that they wouldn't give a response considering how long ago it was. Now, Sugar Bear Hair contacted, we all know Sugar Hair Bear, pretty much exclusively because of the James Charles Tati situation. It's so funny that Tati tried to destroy James because he worked with a competitor, and in doing that, she literally probably gave this competitor, Sugar Hair Bear, one of the biggest amounts of free promotion they've ever had in the entire history of their brand. Do you not think that's really interesting? She literally shot herself so badly in the foot with that situation. But yeah, Sugar Hair Bear did not respond to a request for a statement from the insider regarding James Charles. Also very interesting. The Trevor Project, which is an LGBTQ organisation, said that they has no direct relationship with James Charles. They previously did work with Morphe and James Charles in the past, so it seems like they were working more directly with Morphe. And I just want to say Morphe does seem like a bit of a gatekeeper for a lot of these influencers having brands. James Charles was actually supposedly about to launch his own brand right now, James Charles Artistry and James Charles Fragrances. A little bit narcissistic, and this has come at a really bad time for him. So it's almost good that Morphe can cut him off now before he sort of does his own thing. This is a very negative thing. I really just feel like James Charles is like Jeffrey part 2. That's how I felt for a long time now, and I just think all the same issues that we've seen with Jeffrey, I kind of think we're just going to continue to see with James, because he just doesn't care and he just knows he can get away with it, and it's just not authentic. It's just the type of person I just don't think is trustworthy. Chipotle has not responded to multiple requests for a comment. Maybe from Chipotle's perspective, it was just a marketing deal between them and Elf, and they weren't that involved with it. Elf just paid them to use their branding. So I guess we should be asking Elf for a statement, but people are going to go after Chipotle because obviously it was their name on the palette, and people aren't thinking of it as an Elf palette, they're thinking of it as the Chipotle palette. Now, personally, I am not currently respecting any brand that does not give a statement or take a stance on the situation. There have been so many boys come forward that have posted evidence and screenshots, and even if, you know, the allegations are still being confirmed, we know for a fact that one of these boys is 16 now, and we believe he was 15 when these things first happened. And with that taken into account, I do think that means that there is ground for these brands to really take a stance on the situation. I think the one that shocked me the most with this, the only one that really shocked me, Lily Lashes and the other smaller brands, they've not been known for having ethics when it comes to taking a stance on social situations and social context of things. But the one that really disappointed me was Sephora, and because I respect Sephora as a brand and as a company, and I do hope that on the situation, now that people are talking about this and their name is under the spotlight, I do hope that Sephora take a stance on this, because as a respected brand that has intentionally not associated with a lot of the more controversial YouTubers like Jeffrey, because Jeffrey at some point did have some products in Sephora through collaborations. I'm sure I've seen this for a brief period. They did try him. Sephora from the get-go has said no to racism. So now it comes to paedophilia, I think they should also be saying no as well, and I'm sure that they will do as time passes. Now, James Charles obviously posted his apology video on the 1st of April, and he said that he wasn't aware of the power dynamic between him as an influencer and the people messaging him, which is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, oh, I didn't know that me having 25 million subscribers and being, you know, having millions of subscribers for many years would have an impact on people messaging me. That's just really stupid. Really, really stupid. So so. I don't really believe that. He also pretty much straight up, I mean, from what I can see, lied in his video saying that he was only really attracted to people older than him, whereas in a previous video with Logan Paul, he said that he was only attracted to people younger than him, so very confusing. He said he will be taking a break from social media, and I guess just hoping that people forget about it. And he said that he's glad people are talking about it because this is an issue that needs to be discussed more, which didn't make any sense because he is the issue, right? So he basically, you know, said that he had no idea that these boys were underage, even though if you look at their pictures, very obviously children, right? They don't look like 18-year-olds, right? They're literally children. I mean, some of them don't even have facial hair yet. Anyway, what do you think about the situation? Your opinion is what matters here. Please let me know down below. Also, if you have any jokes you want to make, any dark humor about my list, I would love to hear it. It will make me laugh because it's honestly annoying me so much I can't talk properly. So maybe I'll even do a competition, like the best joke that I read in the comments below. I'm going to feature in the next, not the next video, but maybe I'll feature it like at some point in a future video. So anyway, I want to say a huge thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.